Him and leaned in. Theo was furious. He grabbed a chair, but before he could hit Damon with it, I pushed him away. Stop it! Right now! Your stupid bodyguard started it.
Moving on a second round.
He can be the father of my children. He's way more attractive than Theo. I really want to feel his biceps. These girls sounded so desperate, but they were right. When I reached our classroom, my best friend Tessa came up to me with my favorite coffee. Hey girl, so I brought you your... Damon suddenly snatched it and started sniffing it. He then took a sip and waited for a few seconds before saying, "Clear." As he gave it back to me, Tessa was glaring at him. "Excuse me, did you really think that I'll poison my best friend?" "Oh my God." Tessa then dragged me to a corner. "So you're giving up your privacy?" She said. "I can see that he's very attractive, but something about him screams bad news. He even sounds like a demon. We have to get rid of him ASAP." It's just as her said.
I thought that's the murder.
He had this permanent ice-cold expression on his face that didn't use
Moving on to the third round.
Calm down, Sasha. Calm down. The next day at school, Theo kept following me around to apologize, but I still ignored him until he said, "My producer cousin is throwing an exclusive yacht party with some A-listers this weekend. She's a fan of yours, and she'd be ecstatic if you came." He had my attention now. Parties were my weakness. Then that's okay, sweetheart. Hang out with me tomorrow? Okay, fine. Theo requested not to bring Damon to our date tomorrow, so I talked to him in private. "My job is not to leave your side for a minute. So sorry, can't do." He was so firm about this, so I finally gave up and let him come with us. We went to a private movie theater and watched a super sad movie together. Minutes into the movie, Theo and I were already crying our hearts out, while Damon had no reaction at all. What was he, a robot? After the movie, we went to a fancy restaurant, and I was having a good time with the lobster, until Theo started forcing himself on me. "Just one kiss, baby. Come on." "Not now, Theo. We're in a public place, and people are staring." But he was persistent. Just then, Damon grabbed him and threw him away like a piece of paper. As I walked down the hall with Damon, Theo was furious. He grabbed a chair, but before he could hit Damon with it, I pushed him away. "Stop it! Right now!" Your stupid bodyguard started it. Why don't you tell him to get a life and go home to his mommy? "No, Theo. You go home." I immediately called him a cab, and when he was finally gone, I turned to Damon angrily. I know he was being a jerk, but I can handle my personal life. You don't have to interfere every freaking second. He was disrespecting your personal space. Your job is to keep me safe, not to meddle in my personal matters. Know your boundaries. Apologies. It will never happen again. I actually didn't mind that Theo got the thrashing he deserved, but Damon always being around was just getting on my nerves. A few days later at a concert, I was performing my newest single, and everyone was singing along with me. It felt amazing.
Where's the murder?
They even started climbing up on the stage to join me. Suddenly, Damon jumped in and pushed them off stage. What in the world? He then lifted me and carried me to the backstage, in the middle of my freaking performance. I finally had enough. My parents are paying you to protect me, not to annoy me and screw up my life.
Oopsie daisy.
My favorite
Fourth
Starbucks
round.
coffee. That's not part of my job description. Do it, or I'll make your job harder. Fine. What's your order? One iced venti caramel macchiato with 6 shots of
Always
mocha,
got
1 quarter milk, 1 hint almond milk with medium whipped cream, and a caramel drizzle with a rose design on top, and a biodegradable takeaway cup with a big straw. Got it. What? I was just messing with him, but to my surprise, he immediately left. And holy mother of toads, he came back with my exact order. How? Anything else? That's all for now. Close. I kept asking, hello? Aren't you gonna give me a compliment or something? Giving an opinion about your outfits is not part of my job, ma'am. Any normal guy would have been drooling at me by now. He must be a cyborg. To get back at him, I faked a sprain and forced him to carry me on his back, but he was still as strong as a Theo was furious. Sprained and forced him to carry me on his back, but he was still as strong as a freaking tank. Finally giving up, I went to the bathroom with everything I thought and escaped through the window. After making sure that I'd lost him, I went to
Fifth round.
Who would I care if he had a girlfriend? Hours before the concert.
Finally,
Before my
murder.
was working on me. Damon suddenly snatched me away. Can't you just postpone this? It's too dangerous. I told you I can't. Please, Sasha, just listen to me. I care about you, you know? Oh, do you? I thought I was your only client. Just do your job, which is to keep me alive, and let me do my job, which is to entertain people. And actually, I prefer it when you call me ma'am. You got me? Loud and clear, ma'am. During my concert, I tried not to think of Damon and the death threats, and it was going so well. In the middle of my performance, I saw Damon in the crowd, and he was smiling at me. He looked so lovely. Now, snap out of it, Sasha. He has a girlfriend. While I was singing my fourth song, I suddenly spotted a hooded figure in the crowd, and he was aiming something at me. No, no, no. I froze in panic, but just then a strong pair of arms grabbed me and carried me off the stage. I looked up to see Damon's intense face. Stay here. He returned a few minutes later, saying he'd lost because he left. Why did he do that? And why was it giving me a heart attack or breakfast?
The sixth round. Shut off.
No one can ever resist my charms. Not even my emotionless bodyguard. I wonder what your girlfriend would say about this. I assume you're talking about the picture of the girl in my wallet. Gosh, was he actually awake that time? He revealed that it was his sister, and they grew up in the orphanage together. He lost her because he failed to protect her.
Oopsie daisy. At least let me get innocent.
He finally observed this.
Now I can get the hero.
No, I can do this. When we reached the top,
Shut up,
I
girl.
squealed and covered my eyes. You made it.
Sorry.
You have to
I should
use
throw a
you now.
person.
I
Okay.
don't know if I can.
The
How about
maybe
we take a
the
look and we'll go down. But I don't want you to miss this.
seventh round.
Got you. Trust me. I shoved
Seven
his leg forward,
rounds.
and then
Finally, I got
felt his arms
innocent.
wrap
Now I
around
can
my
be hero.
waist.
Oh my god, oh my
Now,
god.
I opened
Stay
my
away from
eyes,
me.
and I gasped. I was so close to the edge, and the whole glaring city was in front of me. And I've never felt safer in my life. Damon? Yes?
That's the word.
Fallen for a client? My smile instantly faded at his answer. No, it would never happen. I can't do my job well if I'm emotionally involved. So, it was just me who was feeling this. He was just being nice to his client. After a
I
week,
know. It was
my mind.
eighth round. Let's go, murder. And it is the eighth
I've
round.
been keeping an eye on her and studying her. That day, I saw her enter the library from the back door. I knew she was up to no good. I'm sure your coffee is poisoned too. My best friend was trying to hurt me? Tessa, why? And suddenly, Tessa turned into a monster because I hate you. Disgrace and Gordon. Hate you. You had everything I'd ever wanted. Beauty, talent, fame, wealth, Theo. Life is so unfair. I would have gotten rid of you already if your stupid bodyguard wasn't such a pain. She screamed as the cop dragged her away, and I was left speechless. David then pulled me into a hug. Are you okay? I'll be fine. How are you? I'm okay, but I can't be your bodyguard anymore, Sasha. I just can't fight my feelings for you anymore. It's wrong. If I fire you right now, will you be my boyfriend instead? Without a word, he grabbed my face and finally kissed me on the lips. I never wanted. 5 photo shoots in London. Attended a fashion show in
I wish I just got XJ.
Sweden. Was just minding my own business in a convenience store when suddenly a hooded guy jumped at the cashier and pulled out a gun. Give me some cash. All of it. Now. Everyone started to panic, except me. I'd actually been waiting for this moment. Hey, idiot. Everyone gasped as the robber turned to me. I then walked up to him while slowly removing my jacket. It's so hot here, don't you think? Back off, sweetheart. I have a gun. Not anymore. He tried to die for it, but I immediately locked him in a tight grip and pinned him to the ground. It's jail time, baby. And that's how you catch a criminal. Hi, my name is Artemis, and I've always wanted to become a detective, just like my dad. Before I continue, NSA will give $1,000 to one lucky person.
Bye bye guys. See you in part 2.